point in the draft. So they maybe they ban it out instead of thinking about how they would be playing against it. You're right. Also, DP taken out the pool after just being completely untouched last game. Oh no, it got banned. Did it get banned second phase? Maybe I can't remember. But
I think that was one of the games. It might have been in the last game where it was that 5th ban from one of the teams. I can't quite recall, but I almost feel like it happened game 3 of the first series.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it didn't get touched at all last game, which makes it even weirder. Centaur's been left in the pool here for Faith Bian, which he might just take straight away. Oh wow!
They go to the Treant. This could be a Centaur Rubik here for CDC. I mean, it gets the Rubik back onto James. They get the Centaur. They get that combo.
Ember Grimstroke still in the pool, though, if they want to go for it. And they seem to have really enjoyed this Grimstroke hero from what we've seen from their drafting so far.
No. And so is the Shadow Demon, too.
Yeah, the Bat Rider's really good against Treant Protector, but I don't know how much they value that hero. Are they going to go for it?
They go to the Centaur Rubik.
So we get to see the James Rubik 2 games in a row. It's very nice. Played it well last time. No reason he can't this time again.
Ooh, Ursa.
Ooh. Okay, well.
I was expecting that this early. That seems like a very, very early Ursa pick.
It does, but at the same time, it lanes well against Centaur. And the other thing is that we talked about how they needed to play a different kind of tempo to their game on EHOME, right? Because they were very passive a lot of that game. This Ember didn't have a good start, and it felt like without him being able to fight the early engagements, they kind of struggled a little bit. So they're going to just pick this as a hero, and they're going to say, well, we're not afraid to run at you this game. We saw LGD do it in game... No, the Ursa lost in the other game.
The Ursa got destroyed by the Ember mid. No.
Sorry?
So the Ursa got destroyed by Ember mid, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, yeah.
And there was Dazzle in that game too, though.
Oh, no, that means they've definitely lost.
Oh boy, this could be a 2-0 for CDEC all of a sudden.
To be fair, Ursa's game does get enabled a lot better by this Treant Protector.
But that's
you have the overgrowth to keep people in place, but then you also have the living armor to keep you sustained, right?
And they ban the Veno again, and not only that, Shadow Demon ends up getting picked here, so they definitely have a way to mitigate what Ursa's going to be able to throw your way. Or their way.
Not sure how I feel about Rubik's Shadow Demon as a support duo. I think it's okay, but it's not very... They're neither of them are massive lane winners, right? They're both decent, but they might even end up putting the Shadow Demon with the Centaur in the laning stage if they feel like it. But we'll see. Still a little bit open.
Let's see what the answer becomes right now for EHOME. I'm waiting to see what's the next Jinkyu hero. Is it this Ursa?
Oh, I hadn't even thought about Jinkyu playing Ursa. That sounds hilarious. You know what? I'd be down. Position 4 Ursa. Not as good as the old days where you used to random and buy boots and orb of venom on every single hero you randomed and just run around and kill people. It was so fun. Yeah. Unfortunately, they increased the cost of things and took away the extra random gold you used to get.
That was, all the fun. Allowed you to learn heroes with a little bit of extra gold.
All the Sing streams, random, boots, orb of venom. Every single time.
I went through a phase of just randoming every game.
Yeah, I think it's a decent way to learn the game, though. When you first start.
There's that Jinkyu hero. Doesn't have to be, but I'm just going to say, we've seen it before, and I liked it. I thought he played it really well.
I'm wondering, because none of these heroes so far feel like Faith Bian heroes. I'm sure he can play Treant Protector if needed, but I feel like it's probably more likely to be an Innocence hero, right?
Well, on top of that, none of these heroes scream current meta at all. I feel like this is probably the least meta draft we've seen, because I feel like a lot of drafts have been super similar. And now that Weaver comes out, and that's a safe lane Weaver, I gotta assume, right?
Yes, I would assume so as well. It's decent against the Ursa because you have that, kite ability, but we've talked about this before. I'm not sure how I feel about Weaver. It can be really good sometimes if it's the perfect game for it, and it can't really be touched. But if it doesn't do well in the early game, it can fall off really quickly, and that's where the hero can struggle.
Certainly like a one weaver more than a three weaver. At least personally for me, I like it more than a three weaver. I don't think three weaver is really that great. But here in the one with the centaur, I mean, the lockdown's there to really help this weaver out, and for EHOME, all they have is overgrowth for it.
Yeah, they need some more like low cooldown catch on their side. And like Beastmaster's banned, Mars is banned, Centaur's been picked. Oh,
Okay.
okay.
So
So it
that
could be
moves,
3 Shaker, 4 Clinks. They could change it up a bit afterwards, maybe. Hmm.
my question is now, is that even enough lockdown to, or is this even too greedy to maybe go storm mid for CDEC?
Storm's okay. It doesn't lane up that well against the Ursa, though. I think Ursa just runs at him and kills off the Storm in the lane. It's not an
Yeah.
easy lane
Could still go
at
to the
all.
Ember.
Could go for what, sorry?
Could still go to the Ember.
Oh, yeah. How's that hero not been touched at all, actually? Wow. I guess
Well,
when one team puts
CDC
Centaur and the other puts
bans it,
Ursa,
wow.
it can be... Yeah, okay. Hmm. I'm wondering if they think it's going to be Clink's core and they're still going to pick Xinq's hero last, like they did last game. Hmm.
Certainly a lot of options here for EHOME.
It feels like a decent Clink's game to me, though, so far, so they might just end up putting it on core. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. Oh, TA ban. Oh, they could Kunka. I talked about this hero at some point today, but I think they could do with the extra catch as well against the Weaver. I think he's really good. To allow this Ursa and Clinks to get their damage off, especially. Like we've talked about heroes that need to be constantly fighting. Like they're not waiting on cooldowns, right? And Ghost Ship's what, like 80 seconds, I think, at level 1. It used to be 60, which was ridiculous, by the way.
Yeah, that is wow. It's you can use it that often. That's disgusting.
But this Weaver's going to have to build a little bit more tanky than we've seen from other Weavers, maybe. Like, he might go Braces instead of Wraithbands, for example, as well, because if this Kunkka ever catches him with an X, they can't just blow their whole combo on him. They'll have a Burning Army follow-up, they'll have a Fisher follow-up from Shaker, possibly, so you're going to have to be a little bit careful on Weaver. Not going to be, like, able to just freely push waves all the time, like we have seen sometimes.
Is it worth getting the Lincolns on Weaver with this lineup of on EHOME? It's not like they have really much to break it.
No, I don't think so. You'd probably rather just go BKB on the Weaver at some point this game. Because you still have to worry about overgrowth and stuff, right?
Ooh. Troll.
Okay.
Safe lane Weaver mid.
I saw Koikva do this for Liquid the other day. I didn't watch the whole game, but I saw that he'd done it, and he played really well. Interesting to see how it does against Kunkka, though. It doesn't feel like it's a particularly easy lane for the Weaver.
Then an off lane Earthshaker, 4 position Clinks, 5 Treant, mid Kunkka, safe lane Ursa. Could they have even just gone to the TB for CDC? I mean, it's all retrospect now, but
Probably, I don't think TB fits the same. Like, he can't really play into the tempo that EHOME offer, but Troll can come online a little bit earlier than the TB. And they have... But my only worry is that the Weaver and the Troll are both going to need a little bit of time to come online. Like, they'll need like 10-15 minutes or so, right, of just okay farm. I don't know if they're both going to get it. Like, if Nothington Say can make some good rotations this game, they have really good heroes for the Kunkka to play off of. Like, if he links up with Xingqiu can find the information on the map for Nothing to Say to utilize. And, like, if he links up with the Ursa as well, they have so much burst damage between them. Same with the Shaker. So, I would go with EHOMEs for their draft this game, but I'm just unsure about how this midweaver is going to work more than anything, which is probably why.
So we'll see what CDEC can do, if they can wrap this series up 2-0, or if we're going to end up going to a Game 3 as we load on in. Nothing to say on this Kunkka is 112-60. Wow. And then James on this Rubik. Oh no, that was only a 34-28 record on the Rubik. I saw his all-time record and went, really? 5,000 games on Rubik? I got tricked there pretty quickly.
That would be pretty impressive if he got 5,000 games on Rubik.
It seems like there were so many more options for a mid hero here for CDEC. What reason do you possibly see that I'm not seeing that much as to why they would just go troll safe lane and then move the Weaver from safe to mid?
I think it's something that some teams have started to experiment with a little bit more. I haven't seen it personally yet in a game, so I'm not 100% sure, but maybe if they feel like it can play like a quick tempo, in terms of just running around the map and killing things. Because it does do a decent amount of damage just from its spell output.
30 seconds to battle.
Especially if they can utilize the swarm really well.
Again, just trying to get this outpost. Keep standing still. I'll throw that shadow poison on you. Victoria? No. Not going to get that extra stack. However, this could be 3 bounty runes for CDC if they're looking to play a little bit forward to grab this one right here. However, they don't. 2 apiece.
I wonder how Jinkyu's going to try and play this lane. Like, whether they want to creep skip. Because they're not Fisher blocking the lane either, by the looks of it. On the Shaker. So, we saw lots of creep manipulation earlier from FY on his Shaker. But when the Shaker's the 3... I'm not sure if it's going to be the same. Is he going to Fisher block the Dire Wave? Oh, he is. Interesting. Okay. But that didn't work.
Not entirely.
Okay. Never mind.
Jinkyu taking a bit of damage. We saw what Jinkyu was able to accomplish in that game when he did play this Clinks in the 4. What was the build that he went? Was it Medallion first, or
He went Medallion Deso, I'm pretty sure, on the Clinks. He goes Medallion first like nearly all the time on his Clinks.
But it was Medallion before Boots even. But this time he's got Boots queued up.
He's just trying to tank a lot of the damage so that the Shaker can have an easier lane at the moment, I think.
Shadow Poison 2 and 3 on these stacks. Now
up to 4 on the Clinks.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. Go. G.
He gets a 5th stack off here. The Clinks might be in trouble. I also think Clinks really needs a stick in this lane, by the way, as well, up against the Shadow Demon. But we shall see if he goes for it.
Can he get it? Still has an opportunity, right?
No,
he'll be fine.
Has been killed.
Ooh, Innocence losing those boots. Courier goes down. James gets credit for that one. James has been very good on this Rubik. Really enjoying what he's been able to accomplish. Retaliate now at 8 for SRF. They haven't gone for a kill just yet with that telekinesis into the hoof stomp Retaliate, but that is due to the fact that James is still sitting here just level 1. James just wants another courier. The way this courier moves too, it scurries across the floor. I hate it. Ew.
We should have a raffle at one point with how many couriers are going to die per game. We should take bets in Twitch chat. You know, when you watch the TI games, and they have like the questions down the side before the game starts. And you know, it used to be like, oh, how many couriers are going to die this game? It used to be like, oh, well, yeah, maybe like 1. you imagine if they asked it now? Be like, maybe
7?
15. I don't-
15?
yeah.
Maybe.
Sure.
I don't know. I feel like I'm not counting that much. Jesus.
Maybe there's a bounty hunter in the game. You know, who knows?
Yeah, I guess 15, yeah. All right, that works. Let's take a look over mid, because nothing to say sitting here at 16-3 to the Weavers 11-1. Up by about a half level on this Weaver to start.
Dire's middle
Yeah,
tower
this
is
lane's
under
definitely
attack.
Kunkka favoured. One of the good things about the Weaver mid is, by the way, is, as you just saw, he can secure the range group with Sakuchi. It does a lot of damage, especially at level 1. Like 100 damage for a nuke at level 1 is pretty good going.
Sentry placed down. And, I mean, you know, he'll try to get something done, but not going to help when you get hit by that Torrent and then the Tidebringer. That is a lot of damage being done on the XM very quickly.
Oh.
Fissure and Victoria in a bad spot. He's away from Ame. He can eat that tree to get across and under the tower safely. As he uses that disruption, and that was out onto Jinkyu. Is taking some damage from these illusions, but really not much.
Okay, so something really important that I don't know if you noticed. EHOME, this tree just walks mid with a sentry to make sure they have the sentry advantage in the mid lane. It's like when you play against TA at level 6. When you're playing against this Weaver, if you're Kunkka, if the Weaver ever Sakuchi's in to get a range group, you can just X... Oh, he doesn't even have X leveled up, actually. Wow. Okay, I was going to say you could just X him and try and get lots of damage off, but he hasn't even leveled it up. Just scratch whatever I just said. I'm talking nonsense.
One of the things that I noticed, though, over in the top lane was Earthshaker was trying to grab the creep wave and take it away, but was able to get the pull. Victoria was able to get the pull. Is it going to be enough, though? He can still go up and towards this tower. They won't get the last shot in. Ame's still trying to commit on the Jinkyu. And Shadow Poison will get the kill. First blood finally comes in for Victoria. 1 stack of Shadow Poison getting the kill. You know, I'm not sure I've seen that in a while. 1 stack.
I don't think I've ever seen that before either. It's quite impressive. Bounty Rune's about to spawn as well. You see James and Innocence both trying to battle it out down here. Everyone's coming over, actually.
They have Hoof Stomp and Telekinesis, though.
SRF might be in trouble now, though.
Both low.
He's got the 3 points in Earth Shock.
Ooh, XM on the high ground. Ooh, Innocence. He might be in a lot of trouble. SRF dies with Jinkyu making the rotation. This is rotations from everybody. We were talking about seeing these heroes mid. Now we see them over bottom. Jinkyu takes a lot of damage. They don't have the vision to get the kill there. But Sylar tried to Earthshock onto the high ground. Now he's forced to TP away. XM doesn't have the damage. Sakuchi on cooldown. Won't matter. But it does send him away.
Yeah, at least he gets out there. A lot of Weaver's damage early on in this game comes from the Sakuchi, right? But apart from that, like, he doesn't have a point in Swarm yet either. He's only level 5, so... I do wonder how he's going to skill build this game as well, because I think when you go carry Weaver, a lot of the times you max out Germinate attack and you go like 0.44. Sometimes you get a value point in Swarm, but not very often. I'm wondering if he wants to value more points in Swarm after getting 2 points in this Germinate attack that he has. Just to allow him to play a little bit more active, you know, find some kills.
So far, just 2-1. As Jinkyu again, right under the nose of XM. XM does have the time lapse. We'll see if they get this kill. I mean, he's just vision for right now. Nothing to say. Doesn't have X anyway.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. This is a kill.
Sylar! Shadow Poison and James getting the kill there on a Sylar. Another big one for CDEC.
They have so much lockdown in this lane, and I love that they made that rotation just before the Ursa hits level 6 as well. They actually did get him mid.
Ooh.
Wow. With that 2nd point in Torrent instead of the 4th point in Tidebringer. Really helping there, just to get the extra bit of burst damage coming through.
Well, Jelly, nice one to pick up. Gives it over to the Ursa. Gives it over to the Ursa immediately.
Yeah, global range now, guys. Easy peasy. Jelly's an even better item than it was before.
Keen optic, though, for the side of the Dire. SRF goes with the hoof stomp. They've got the disruption. Jinkyu makes the rotation, trying to get the kill here onto the Centaur. He backs off successfully. That's a rotation from Jinkyu. He's trying to be a bit more active around the map.
Sylar's going treads on Ursa as well, by the way, so this seems to be... You know, this is 2 Ursa players in a row that are both doing the same thing. Seems to have become the new standard after the people have realised he has some mana issues. Interesting.
Haste!
What level is moving armor? Just level 2. Because Innocence is level 3, level 4 for the Shadow Demon, 4 for the Rubik. And yeah, experience, what's the split right now? It should be a bit of an advantage for the Dire, and it is. Yeah, about 250.
But this is like, Innocence didn't take any of the XP at the start of the game, right? Like, when he came mid at the 4-minute point, he was still level 1. Because they... Oh, hang on, Ursa.
Ursa on the run. Aegis Grasp is down, but they've got the telekinesis and the double edge. The damage! Stampede slows him up. Sylar trying to turn this around as he pops that Enrage. They left a poor man's shield on the ground that Innocence needs to go and get. Jinkyu, meanwhile, he's joined over towards bottom. We've got XM here as well. Shikuchi across, and I'm not certain Jinkyu spotted that, so XM's gonna make his way all the way into the trees. They look to get this kill. Victoria taking a lot of damage. He's already used that disruption. Innocence will not get the kill. It's the Fissure from Faith Beyond that takes out Victoria. They've got the telekinesis. XM trying to focus on a Sylar with the living armor and the Earth Shock. How is he getting away from this? XM, what are you doing? Time lapse ends up in the hands of Faith Beyond. For a second, it just feels like he is running in tunnel vision on that Ursa. Now James looks for the outpost.
Oh, no.
Fissure puts him on the other side, but they've got the boat coming through as well as the X, and they'll get the kill regardless.
Those 2 deaths, by the way, on the Dire side. Clinks is now up to 10 death pack damage, which is really nice for him. So, Jinkyu already on his way with this medallion and the 10 damage to having a big impact this game. And I love that Innocence went 1-0-2 with his skill build. If he went 2-0-1 and went for the extra point in Nature's Grasp, the Ursa would have died there in the bot lane because of the you know, the less healing and the less armor that he would have got.
Yeah.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Zinky picks up a faded brooch again for the 2nd game in a row. He's absolutely loving life.
Also, nothing to say, bottles up a double damage, so he's gonna come and defend this tower with the help of Sylar for sure.
He doesn't have Ghost Ship though.
Doesn't have it for 25 seconds. He does have X Tidebringer as well as the Torn. He pops the double damage, and with that CDEC, they just retreat off this bottom tier 1.
I'm still yet to feel the impact of this Weaver though. I really am unsure what XM's supposed to be trying to achieve. Like, he's level 7 and this Kunkka's almost level 10. You know, the impact that they both have at this point in the game, you know, the Kunkka's a lot stronger. And you see now that these core heroes can just run around and try and get involved. Innocence is going to take the top lane to get some XP now, which is the way it should be.
Throwing a support in a lane that's really got nobody in it. The best way to do it so you can get them the soul experience and find them getting into that 6 a little bit quicker.
And the other thing is the Dire are really going to struggle to push buildings this game. Like, they don't take them particularly well to begin with. It's only really Troll that can hit them. And they have living armor as well on the Radiant side. I guess Centaur can just tank and deal damage to the towers, but it's not really the same. Sidehouse just getting run out over and over again, though.
Jinkyu nearby, XM Shikuchi's away. Blink Dagger for the Earthshaker already. And of course, this is an offlane Earthshaker. Just a little shocking seeing it so quick. But it was boots right into the Blink Dagger.
Radiant's courier has
Nothing
been
to say, missing up the X-Torrent combo. It's pretty sad.
Sylar losing his courier. So, Stampede committed, and they're not going to get anybody out of this. Sylar losing his courier, which was a, you know, that ring of health. The Vanguard, so.
Innocence top lane.
tower is under
Might be in a
attack.
bit of trouble here.
AME. By himself, Nature's Grasp will slow him up enough where Innocence is fine in the trees.
He had overgrowth, but obviously with the troll battle trance just dispelling it straight away. Got to be ever so careful. Faithbian has a blink now, by the way. I don't know if we've mentioned that.
Yeah, just he got it at 1140, something like that.
Okay. So he's going to be really looking for a big slam here, and this Weaver, like, he has raindrops which will help him, you know, wand Wraithband, so he has some stats early on, but he is still really susceptible to just getting absolutely blown up by this Echo. And Xinkyu is scouting him out here.
Fissure, Totem. Will they commit the Echo? Yes, they will. But XM survives, and uncharacteristic of how well Faith Beyond plays. But he does not do the math right.
Yeah, that was really. I think if they had the Earthshock damage from the Fissure, you know, maybe it would have been closer. But without there being any creeps nearby him at all, that Echo damage was, you know, pretty minimal.
Dire's top tower is under
now it's on cooldown, and they know he's got that blink.
Yeah, not the reveal you're looking for, is it?
No, that was the equivalent to opening door number 2 when the jackpot was, in fact, in door number 3. And what you got was a whammy. Not the same show. Let's make a deal and press your luck. 2 different shows, but I forgot. It's a Zoink. There we go. I remembered. Let's make a deal is a Zoink. I don't know if you have that show over there, but that's a little bit of American daytime television for you.
Absolutely no idea.
And the ghost ship coming down on SRF. They'll get the kill onto the Centaur. Victoria, he rotated, so this might be problematic for him. We'll use the disruption. XM comes in. He's also got the help from James, but Jinkyu's here doing a lot of damage onto this Rubik, and with the Tidebringer, they'll get the kill. Well, Faith Beyond would love to have the Echo Slam now. Sylar sitting low. Ame looking to move forward. Faith Beyond without a fissure for 10 more seconds. The slow doesn't hit on a Sylar, and now they'll turn, look over at XM once again, and he can't get the time lapse off, so they don't even need the Echo Slam. Looking at Ame, he's going to get kited pretty well. Stampede gets committed, but the fissure hits on 2, and now they'll take out Ame. Nothing to say, finally falls to Victoria. However, they're going to get the kill on the Shadow Demon too. So I'm pretty sure that was a full team wipe in favor of EHOME.
Jinkyu is absolutely owning on this clicks. He is still making all the right moves. He's doing all the right things. If you look at the damage recap, like, considering how much net worth he has, he's done more damage than the Shaker there, that fight. Like, over the whole thing, which is crazy, really. He hasn't even taken Burning Army yet. Like, it's all single target damage. And yeah, this Ursa is so tanky as well now with the Vanguard. And we've already seen this once today where the Ember did it against the Weaver and built a Vanguard. And it feels like XM can't really do any damage at this point to the Ursa. It's doing next to nothing. And he hasn't even got any farm to work with. And like we were saying, if you don't get early kills on this Weaver, you don't flash farm really well. And so you just fall further and further behind. This Kunker's going to cleave through waves. And be absolutely fine. 30 death pack damage now on the Clinks, by the way, as well.
Dire are scanning.
If he sees the Rubik here...
coming over. He gets spotted. This should be XM dead. The telekinesis is there. They've got the Torn as well as the ghost ship coming through, and the damage comes in to clean up XM. So they get that kill, and just a quick shout out to the production. They have added to the chat how many couriers will die this match. So a good vote going on. We get that drop down. I'm a very big fan. I'm going to say 5 or more. I haven't really been paying attention.
Radiant's middle tower.
But 5,000 net worth lead for EHOME, 10-4. I don't really, unless this game somehow makes it to way later, I don't really see how CDEC roll their way back. I mean, can they bank on just the troll? There's so much here to just take care of him.
It's so difficult, isn't it? Like, when because the Ursa has a Vanguard, it's not just the Weaver that won't do damage, it's the troll as well, right? Because, like, he attacks really fast and often, and it's like, yeah, cool, this is great. But if every single hit is, like, getting blocked by a Vanguard, or like half of the hits, sorry. Obviously, it's 50% chance, but you're effectively blocking 35 damage from the troll every single hit he casts.
Harbor, eh?
Which is not fun for the troll, man.
They're They're into Roche, and they take it so quickly.
Has fallen to the Radiant.
Yeah, he almost has a Bissell on the Ursa as well if he decides to finish it off.
There's the Medallion Deso next for Clinks.
He's so farmed. Oh. Mate, to be fair, he's not even that farmed in terms of net worth, but like the amount of damage he does in comparison to his net worth is crazy.
Dire's middle tower is
And James had a
under
really good game on the Rubik last time, but Xingqiu feels like he's just completely outdoing him in terms of what he's
Radiant's
offering this
bottom
game.
tower is under
Like
attack.
the vision that he's getting them and the like information off the map that he's achieving is so undervalued here. The people in Twitch chat like these votes, by the way. I quite like them.
I love using them in my chat. I think they add a little bit. Everybody gets a vote, and it's fun. And you can do some fun questions with it.
What I don't like is that it doesn't tell us who voted for what, so we can't out the people that got it wrong. You know, you got.
Yeah, I mean, this vote was also initiated like a couple minutes ago. There's already been, I think, 5 courier kills. So if you're saying anything less than 5 to all the 59 people there, you guessed on a multiple choice where you knew one answer was already wrong. So Abyssal, just 100 gold away from that. Stampede committed. They look over mid. Can they get the kill into the Kunkka? They've got the telekinesis, and then they will finish off. Nothing to say. They'll also steal the torrent. Question is, will that be the beginning of what could potentially be a comeback for CDEC? It seems like such a pipe dream for him at the moment, and they really need this troll to build up an economy for himself.
Yeah, big pick off though. The Kunkka's like got this item build where it can be really aggressive and it's really good pick off with the Shadowblade going into Orchid, but his defensive capability just isn't there. Like he has no BKB, which was normally what we see as Kunkka's second items, but he also has no armlet or anything for armor, so he can get shredded relatively quickly. You know, he has the double bracer, but it's mostly physical damage this game anyway. And I was talking about... Ooh, Xingqiu gaining more information.
They are pinging him like there's no tomorrow. I'm pretty sure the Kunkka was like, just go! Well, now Overgrowth comes in, XM gets away from it. I think if they have just thrown the fissure or gone after XM, they wouldn't have been able to get the kill. Instead, they come away with a consolation prize of James.
Everybody in chat asking why Xingqiu wasn't focusing the courier instead of the hero that came in.
Double damage.
I voted 5 or more. I voted 5 or more, please.
I need my battle pass points. I'm trying to get to Roche. There's the Meteor Hammer that Treant's been working on the entire game. Basically.
Yeah, they are lacking a little bit of wave clear. It's only really like the Kunkka that does it because, you know, most POS 4s will have some kind of like innate creep clearing mechanic, right? Like Rubik does with Fabot, for example, but Clinks doesn't really have that. Oh, Troll.
Echo. Ame? He's got Battle Trance available. Can he survive again? Oh, Yules comes through from Faith Beyond, and they still don't kill him just yet. Battle Trance comes in. Faith Beyond taking a little bit of damage. XM comes over. They've got themselves the sun with the totem. They'll get the kill on Ame. Swarm through on a Faith Beyond. Meteor Hammer started. Time lapse to leave. XM, again, we're just not feeling that presence from the Weaver.
I love how XM runs in. He's like, I'm going to get you for killing my troll. And he's like, oh, maybe I'm not. Maybe I'll just run away. I can't really do anything. Sorry, brother.
I'm gonna avenge you, Ame. Never mind. I'm out. Time lapse.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
Also, time lapse is what he said too. The I'm gonna, you know, avenge your death. Now they go for the tier 2 tower over mid. Xingqiu, how much damage does he have? 35 death pack damage.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
It was such a nice, like, little thing to add to Clinks to make it a better hero. Because do you remember that hero felt really weak before? With the old Burning Army and stuff, and when like Strafe and things were separate abilities? That hero felt really awful, and it got like completely untouched. I think it was one of the only untouched heroes at TI.
He just wasn't like viable, really.
Yeah, it was awful.
In any sense of the word.
But ever since they've added the Strafe to the Skeleton Walk, you know, it feels like he's actually a hero again. And bring the old Death Pact back.
And he just expires. Now they're going to jump in. They've got themselves the hook stop, but the Enrage comes in before he
tanky,
gets
though.
stunned. They've got the X as well as the Ghost Ship coming through. Sylar trying to get focused here by Ame. They'll use the Stampede. They need to get on top of this Ursa, but only Ame was going for him.
Troll's
so the
in
Abyssal
trouble.
Blade turning it around. Troll's in trouble, away from his team. They've got the X. The Battle Trance is used, but into the Torrent, and Ame is just getting
Oh my
kited.
goodness.
Great overgrowth from Innocence. Meteor Hammer comes crashing down. James and Ame are already dead. They'll take out Victoria with one shot coming in from Jinkyu, and it's a full team wipe for EHOME. And CDEC are just obliterated.
Can you imagine, like, CDEC going into that fight and like, yes, we managed to kill him just as the Aegis timer ran out. Like, this is really good for us. And they're like, oh, hang on. Oh, we don't do any damage. Oh, this is really bad. All of a sudden, the Kunkka turns up because they can't burst the Ursa at all. And then, 4-man overgrowth from Innocence. I mean, that's about as good as it gets. I love how all 3 cores on CDEC side are coming back up at exactly the same time, though. So it's very satisfying.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
That's the small win that they've got going for them.
Dire's top barracks are under attack.
They're all
Top barracks has fallen.
Up in time to defend. But, well, they
Dire's
take
top
the racks and
barracks
they
have fallen.
take their exit stage left.
That wasn't very good defending. God.
No.
I don't know. It's all physical damage, and Ursa has a Vanguard and living armor on him. I don't know how they're expecting the Ursa to die there. I mean, he was probably the guy that they really just didn't want to find first, right? If they'd have bumped into anybody else, it probably would have been a lot easier. But Ursa's, like, unbelievably tanky.
It was also very odd with Ame's focus going to the Ursa and everybody else over on the other side. Like, it wasn't coordinated. They're going to look to go and get Innocence, but the overgrowth again. Meteor Hammer, can he drop it down? No, he can't. However, it's not going to matter. SRF, great Echo Slam coming in from Faith Beyond. 3 heroes dead once again. No buyback on any of them, and this is another fight going the way of EHOME. And quite honestly, at this point, it just feels like and it's not just at this point, it's been heading this way. It feels like there's no answer for CDEC in any way.
Fair play to CDEC. You know, they might be really far behind, but they understand they still need to try and make plays on the map. So they go for the one hero they think they might be able to kill, but Ursa's just within touching distance without them realizing. And they get absolutely melted by Faith Beyond rotating in as well. It has to be said that EHOME, when Faith Beyond and Jinkyu feel like they're on top of their game, they look so good, like with the playmaking potential between the both of them. Faith Beyond especially feels like he's probably the key guy for this roster.
Yeah, Faith Beyond, he's been here with EHOME for a while, and he has really shown up time after time, and I just love watching him play because he really does seem like the ultimate playmaker for this team. Troll TPing back towards top because this is a siege creep coming in.
If Troll can get
the super creeps in this lane.
Yeah, if Troll can get this halberd, like they might be able to stop the Ursa just blowing people up, or possibly the Clinks because of how much damage he's doing as well. But even then, like they don't do any damage with the halberd, right? Like it's an okay item for them, but nothing to say's invis.
Oh boy. Echo Slam's not up for a while, but it's not going to matter. They get the kill into James. They've got the Torrent on Ame, and now he is away from his team with the Fissure coming through as well as the Overgrowth. They've got 3 of these heroes locked up, and then Meteor Hammer comes down onto just the Shadow Demon, but they've taken out Ame. He's got buyback. However, I'm not sure it will matter. They'll just call GG. Victoria's dead too, and it's 1-1 in this best of 3.
I mean, the difference between XM's game impact in both games before on the Dazzler and now the Weaver have been completely polarized. He felt really underwhelming this game. I don't know, like I saw Koikva when he did it before with Liquid, he absolutely owned. I didn't get to actually watch the game, but I don't think he died the whole game. Like he was like 13-0-17 or something ridiculous like that. But yeah, the Weaver this game didn't really feel like it had any impact at all. Unfortunately, maybe if you get some really good early rotations, you can kind of snowball a little bit, but unfortunately, just didn't happen for them that way at all. But EHOME played, fantastically well, and Jinkyu on this Clinks, and Innocence on this Treant Protector as well played, fantastic. Especially in that, that bot fight that happened really early on when they tried to kill the Ursa and he escaped on like 100 HP. I think that was, probably a big turning point in that game.
Yeah, and Faith Beyond, he doesn't die. He goes 7-0-5. Like, he had quite the impact. The quick blink dagger for him, then goes into the Yule's Shadow Blade. Like, he was so impactful, and it was